Stories and other things holy. Man, I love, you know how much I love saying that, and I particularly love saying it today. So, uh, to set the story up, I need to tell you that I read this book, There If You Need Me by Kate Braestrup. And it was, I'm partial to memoirs, and it was a memoir. And the gist of the story is she loses her husband tragically, who is a state patrol person. And she's like in her 30s, 40s, two or three kids. It's a tough go of it. And he had determined that he wanted to go to the seminary, um, which she thought was odd, but was going to support it. And then he dies, and somehow she thinks, well, maybe I should go to the seminary. And so she does, and becomes the chaplain of the like state forest group in New Hampshire, someplace in the Northeast. Anyway, she's a great storyteller. It's a beautiful book. And at some point in the book, she has this line, and the line is, I find my spirituality becoming simpler and simpler, God is love, literally, exclamation point. I read the line, I highlight the line with my little yellow highlighter, and I rewrite the line verbatim in the margin of the book after I asterisk. Those of you who know me, you know this is happening. I just fell in love with the line. I find my spirituality becoming simpler and simpler. God is love, literally. It was beautiful. So fast forward, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years. And my mom, who I've spoken about a number of times here, was in hospice for like 18 months. She kept like flunking hospice. She would die, and she would almost die and then resurrect. I'm like, Mom, you have to actually die and then resurrect, or you're going to lose your spot in hospice. So 18 months, long time for hospice. But then we got to the point where my mom appeared to be cooperating with hospice and got to the verge of dying, and then she died. Those of you for whom both your parents have died, that experience of becoming an orphan, in my case, I was in my 40s, late 40s or something. It doesn't matter how old you are when you become an orphan. It is significant. And those of you who have witnessed someone you love entering into the ambiguous certain arms of love, I can't imagine that I'm not alone, that I am alone in asking the question, where are they? Such a powerful question. And I was asking that in the wake of my mom's death. And I didn't want a lot of platitudes. Oh, she's on the pier with Uncle Bob, laughing and playing guitar. Like, okay. And I didn't want to like take that from my siblings because that's sort of where they went. But for some reason, I'm like, no, I don't know if there's a pier there. And I don't know. And I just kept asking. And it was mostly like a 3 a.m. ask. Those of you who have been up at 3 a.m. has nothing to do with indigestion, has something to do with your soul and your visceral parts. Where is my mom? And I was not, and I was like a sort of a professional religious guy of all people that should have like an answer to that question. You would think it would be me, didn't have it. Very disconcerting. I was a devotee of Krista Tippett, who had 2 shows about faith, something about faith, and then On Being. And she was brilliant. I still have a great deal of regard for her. Did podcasts, so she's a colleague, I guess. Anyway, she would interview people, and I didn't know podcasts from nothing. So in order to hear her interview, I had to listen to it live when it was on NPR in Chicago, which was at 5 or 6 a.m. on Sunday mornings. So I would naturally wake up, and then I had a little transistor radio with the little earpiece. And I would put the earpiece in, and I would listen to Krista Tippett, and I would fall asleep and wake up, fall asleep. So this particular Sunday morning, while I'm asking, I probably was falling asleep more because I was asking at 3 a.m., where's my mom? I wake up in order to hear Krista Tippett introduce Kate Braestrup. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kate Braestrup. And then I fell asleep and woke up, fell asleep. And I woke up just in time to hear Krista Tippett say, I was intrigued by one line from your book. I'm like, I hope it's my line. She says, yeah, the one that says, I find my spirituality, and could you finish it for us, Kate? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I find my spirituality becomes simpler and simpler. God is love, literally. And then I knew where my mom was. It was so clear to me. It was so simple. All really simple things you need to like run up to them through the complexities of it all. So I was asking all these questions about my mom. And then I'm like, wait, wait, wait. My mom is in love. And as I understand it, this Sunday, bear with me, those of you who are Catholic-y people. Now, somebody out there is with me. Assumption or ascension, and who's going where? Are there anybody? Like Jesus, Mary, I don't know. They're doing something, and then one of them is I don't know. And I'm like a professional Catholic. I don't know assumption from ascension, and anyway, please forgive me. But I know where my mom is, and I know anyone who is assumed by God, anybody who ascends into God, is in love. Literally. And when I want to visit my mom, I was so sad. I wanted to go visit her, and I knew the cemetery wasn't the place I wanted to go, but I didn't know where to go. Like, I had all these memories of her, but they were all historical. What if I wanted to be with my mom? What would I ever do? And now, ever since that Krista Tippett episode, my confidence in where my mom is so strong. Like, oh, where's your mom? Oh, she's in love. And if I want to be with my mom, hang with my mom, converse with my mom, I need only risk entering into love. So I celebrate the Assumption, whatever that is, and the Ascension, and God's place in both, and God's invitation to us to assume and to ascend into love and join my mom and all of those who you love, who reside in love, literally. Stories and other things holy. Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts, which we continually receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord. Thank you, everyone.